Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. My name is Diane Fago, and here on my channel I share with you my process with doing art journaling and collage journaling and mixed media and just all sorts of different projects like that. And I am super excited to finally get to share with you that I am about ready to start working on the last 2 pages in my collage journal. So this page is already done. This is waiting to get glued down. I have to glue this one down first, but this is it. I only have 2 pages left in this journal. I started working in this journal. I made this journal back in April of 2015, and I did a few pages in it, and then I just stopped. And I did not pick this journal up until I think it was last summer, maybe the summer before then, so it might have been 2 summers ago now. I think it was 2 summers ago now. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look, but I finally picked this journal up after a very long time and have been working on it this past year and a half. So it has been quite the journey as far as where I've gone, where I've been, what I've been through, what is in here. Some changes in my collage style is where I've just kind of worked through that and all sorts of things. And so this is a really big deal for me to finally be finishing these last few pages. So I have everything already cut out and ready to go for the pages. I've been sharing my whole process with working through these last few pages here on my channel. I have them all in my collage journal playlist. And so I thought that since it had been so long since I'd really shared my process with doing pages in this book, especially with me talking through my process through almost all of them. I always just did sped up versions in the past. I just always did sped up versions through it and didn't really share my process. But since this is the last 4 in this journal, I thought that I would just document this whole process from start to finish. So I do have a video from several months ago where I was just going through and finding images for these last few pages, and I had a couple others that I had worked on here and there. I think these were the 2 that I'd worked on and shared, and I think I shared part of these too. But as far as completely from beginning to end, I have shared just how I have worked through gathering images and where my ideas come from and why I've been doing the things that I've been doing. So this has been a long time coming, and I am really, really excited to get these done. But like I was saying, I've got all the pieces already cut out and ready to go for these last pages, and it's just a matter of getting them glued down and working out the intricacies of making these 2 pages flow together. I do have a big vine image that I cut out a while ago, and it is going on these pages, and it is going to travel from one page across to the next. So it's going to be a lot of delicate gluing down of things, but as far as all of the other work and just figuring out the elements, that's already done. So I really, really hope that you enjoy this, and I hope that you have enjoyed just this whole series of working through these last few pages. And I cannot wait to see where my next collage journal takes me. I will be making another one. This is my second one that I have like this, and I will be making another one of these journals and be starting the new year with a brand new journal, which is just kind of how it seemed to work out. I did not plan this whatsoever, but today it's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve. It's December 31st, 2023, getting ready to go in 2024. And I get to do that by finishing up this journal and getting ready to start into a brand new one. So I can't think of a better way for me personally to be starting a new year than with a nice fresh blank journal to start working in. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I am really excited about this. I don't know if you can tell, but I am really excited to work on these pages and to share just this little last bit of working in this and working on these pages with you all. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you around and get to the work area and we will get started. So are you ready? Let's do this. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to get started. I have, these are the 2 pages, this is where we're at, so everything else is done except these 2 pages. This one here we completed already and is just waiting to be adhered in. I need to put the page that goes here first on before I know where I'll be placing this one. So this one is done and it's just waiting and ready to go. I do still need to add the song lyrics onto this one. I just have been really anxious to be working on these, so I will add those lyrics on later. I imagine I am going to probably type it out and cut it out and place it on here. This is the second part of the lyrics that start on this page, so it is going from this page and turning to that page. So at the same time I will just type out all the lyrics for both sides. Typing them out will be the easiest. I've got an old vintage typewriter that I like to use, so I'll probably do that instead of going around and searching and looking for a found word to put on there. I don't really think I feel like writing it out, so that's the plan with that. So I have to work on this side first because the ivy that I have is going to be going from this side over to this side, so I can't do anything on this page until I have things going on this page. And I know that my base image is way bigger than my book here, than my journal, so the very first thing that I need to do is to trim this image down. And I know there is a little, maybe a very well, I think it might actually fit. I think it might fit okay. This widthwise, it's lengthwise that it's too long, so I'm not going to cut any off of the top. It's all going to come off the bottom. I was kind of hoping that more of her legs would show, but it's just not going to work, and I really don't want to trim off any more from the top, so it's all going to have to come from the other side, from the bottom. So let's figure out where we need to do that. Excuse me. So I'm just going to do it pretty much. This magazine image is also on some nice, decent, it's, you know, a nice thicker magazine paper, so I'm gonna cut that pretty close because this should be relatively easy to adhere down instead of it being a little bit more difficult when the magazine's really thin. Sometimes it's hard to get them on straight when it's really thin paper, but this is a bit thicker, so I think it will be okay. Excuse me. So here we go. I've got this bit of text that I have to cover up, which I think with how I have things planned out, I think that should work just fine. But I know that I want to, I got all my pieces here. Excuse me, my throat's not happy today. I know I want the bottom of this watch face to go to tuck behind her leg just a little bit. Just enough that you can tell that it's behind her. So that's the very, very first thing that I need to do. Putting this ivy down is going to be pretty hard because it's so fragile and it's already kind of starting. I have moved it around so many times, it's kind of starting to fall apart a little bit. So, alright, get my cutting mat. I really am just going to cut just a little bit here. So I want this watch just to go behind her leg, just a tad. It's really difficult to see the difference between her skin and okay. I don't know if I want it any farther than that. It might be a good idea for me to change the blade on my knife. I've been using it a lot the past couple days. That is not cut perfectly, but it's okay since the watch is going to be covering where that little gap's at. I kind of messed it up a little bit with trying to make that closer to her skin, but it's going to be hidden by the clock, so by the watch face, so that's okay. All right. Now I've got these bits. And these are just cut from a magazine, but there is a little bit of each of the text there that's left. So I thought these would be nice just to kind of tuck in. I think the vines will cover up that one there, or actually my words might cover it up. I might do something like that. I think I like that. Okay, so then as far as this goes, I need to, part of it's broken up here. I need to decide if I want any of the watch to come, to be in front of it, to be behind it, and if so, how I can make that happen. So the other thing that I need to keep in mind is where this flows off onto this side, because I'm going to have this image over here. Something like that. And I know that this one can go up and down a little bit. It's got some wiggle room as far as where it can be on the page. Because in my journal here, you know, it's just covering, I just need to make sure that it doesn't go beyond this line here. And right now, I've got about 1.5 inches, about inch of space. So I think actually this might be pretty good placement for it. This is really going to be something to glue down, that's for sure. I think I can say that I glued down something that was more difficult than this though, so trying to decide if I even want that on there. Maybe I should switch sides. Alright, and I'm going to need to swap this leaf out here. This leaf here is actually cut off just with the way that the image was, so I don't really want a partial leaf. I happen to have one that fell off from somewhere over here, so I'll probably swap that out and put that there. I think this is going to work. I think right here is good. So let's see. This is connected to that. I don't know if I can repair that or not. And that other leaf is just barely hanging on for dear life. It's so thin, I don't know if I would be able to repair it or not. If I had this over more, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if I'll be able to figure out how to really, without really cutting things up on this, which I don't want to do a lot of, as far as cutting the vines and whatnot. I just don't think that I'm going to really be able to have much of this behind the watch. Not without having to really adjust this over more. So I can kind of get it through there, but I would need to trim these off and relocate them. And I'm just patting carefully don't want to rub it, because if I rub it, there's a really good chance that I will snag that cloth on the edge of something and completely just tear it off. Kind of got some adhesive around on there. Hopefully it doesn't stain the image. Whew, okay. My goodness gracious. Jeez. All right. So I need to, I'm going to put that there. Did I commit to that? I think I still, I wonder if I can cobble something together here. This is probably glued down. Yep, it is. Well, I think I'll put this leaf there anyway. That way I can put that there. Whew, okay, I need to take a deep breath for a second. Okay, so let's see, let's get, I'm trying to decide if I want to cut some of this white edge off this butterfly or if I really care. I think that since there's so much white on it already, I don't mind it. Normally I would probably try to cut it off so that it didn't look so much, you know, like this is thick, but it's still, you know, looks like a sticker. But because then if I cut it, it's gonna kill its little antennae because they're so thin. There's no way to salvage them. Sometimes I use thread to replace them with something. It doesn't bother me. I'm not gonna mess with it. So let's see. All right. So now this is actually ready to place in my journal because I can't connect any of this to that until this one is placed in there. So this little bit needs to be glued down. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that, which is pretty exciting. So let's see. Okay, so let's get this stuff moved out of the way. I still kind of am a little bit of shock that this is finally happening. All this time working on and thinking about and planning these pages, and I'm finally here and doing it. So let's see. Put these down so I can protect what's back here so I don't get glue. So that I don't get glue all over it. And I'm placing this one here so that I can use it just as a bit of a work area because I need this right here so that I can get adhesive on that. So, okay, well first of all, before I forget, the glue that I was using to put all this down with is this right here, and I just picked it up at Michael's. I am really happy with it. It's been working really well for me. It definitely has a good hold. It does dry clear. It dries glossy, but it is clear. And I bought it because for the amount that came in it, I got my most money's worth out of just the different brands. I really had no other reason for buying this besides that was the most cost effective. So I'm really happy with it. And what I've been doing is I grabbed some of these little squeeze bottles. I think they're from Tim Holtz. I think they come in a package of 3 or 4. I know I have 3. They might come in a package of 4. And they are perfect for me to use with, you know, with the little needle nose to do this just really, really fine gluing that I've been doing. So that is what I've been using for that. And then I was a die-hard Elmer's Extreme glue stick person. That is what I lived off of for years and years and years and years. I absolutely love that glue stick, and they don't make it anymore. So I think they still make it, but it's ridiculously expensive, and so I have since then switched over to Yoo-Hoo. I do just get it on Amazon. I get it in a big pack because I use it so much, and with the way that I use it and apply things so far, it has been holding very well. So that's what I got here, is just a glue stick, and that's just what I've always used ever since I started doing art journaling back in 2014 with the collage magazine collage. This is how I've always adhered things, and it's always worked really well for me. So what I like to do, and I need to grab another glue stick just in case I run out. And I do go through a ton of glue sticks when I'm really on a big collaging magazine collage streak. I go through them, so I do buy them in bulk. But what I like to do is, I'm going to have to really get in on this edge here because it's really, really curved. So I go around the outside edge really well, and then I fill in the middle. And then I go around the edge of my image here, and I'm going to have to be kind of careful because these places here where stuff's tucked in, the glue can squish through there. This one only has that one spot, so it's not as bad, but there are times when I've got lots of places where things are where the base image is cut, and you just really need to kind of be mindful of that area and go over it gently. You can also kind of tag and snag and tear your image if you're not careful when you're running the glue stick over that. So I've gone over all of this. I always make sure that I go around the edges one more time. Same thing on this one. It's actually still really, really wet and tacky. But just because this is the way that I've always done it, I like going over the edges again. Since this is curved so badly, I'm going to start on this inside edge, and I'm just going to butt this up as well as I can, and it's even more difficult since I've got this vine hanging on and connected to it, but I'm just using my fingernails to try to make sure that's tucked in and it's on the edge, and that the top is as much as where I want it to be. Right now I can still kind of move things around if I need to adjust it. I think that I've got it pretty good. So I'm just going to very gently lay things and try to make sure that it's smooth and flat and wrinkle-free as possible. Since I've got this here, this is really going to be a little bit harder for me to make sure that it's in there. If your journal is nice and flat the way that it should be, it's a lot easier to manage doing that. But just kind of go around and make sure that it's all glued down. Got some, looks like some adhesive came off of my towel. I should have gotten a clean one. I don't want her to get dirty. You gotta be gentle rubbing this because you don't want to rub the ink off the magazine page. This is a glossy magazine page, so it's a little bit easier to do that. You gotta be really careful though. Patting over those places where all those edges are at. And I think that that's good. So now we just need to let that, the only place where I have any concern about it not adhering well is just here in the edge. And I might have to go over it a couple times. If it doesn't want to stick well, I might even use this because this, really, really holds well. But I think we got it on there good. After it's really good and dry, I will cut this edge off because down here on the bottom there's a little bit of hangover, and that's alright. Actually, I need to do that on this one. This one's got the edge that we need to cut off that I forgot to do. Let's go ahead and do that. Get that off of there. Now that it's nice and dry, See, there's some bits of leaves. Yes, I will save these and I'll put them in my little bucket because guess what? I could use them. See, that's just as an example. This has got this bit, but if I wanted to have a little bit of leaf there, I could use that little scrap and tuck that in there, and I've got some green down there. So that's why I keep all these little parts and pieces, because sometimes that's all you need. So if I really wanted something there, I could. Just if I want a little touch of green right there, that's all I'd have to do. So, okay. I need to sneeze. I can feel a sneeze coming on. But I'm going to keep going because we're doing so good. Alright. So now we can figure out where to put this other image. This feels dry, so I'm going to go ahead and place this here because I want to protect what's on the other side. And I'm not going to cut, and I'm not going to have anything cut through on this, so this one's just going to be more of a figuring out where to place everything. And because I've got this, I'm going to have to trim some of this off and kind of look at this and decide where I want to make that stop. I'll probably cut this bit off here and this bit off here. So the problem is that I've got my nice big really beautiful watch here that I want to place on here, and whenever this was the full image I had all sorts of room to do that, and now that I had to trim so much of it off so that it fit here, I don't have as much space. I think I can make it work. It's just in that corner just a little bit. So one of the things that I can do, let's see, I was thinking about this earlier, I could actually move her over a little bit so that I have more of this image so that it doesn't cover up so much of her face. So right now with that, the edge of this watch is right in the crease, so I think that is what I'm gonna do. And so that means that, yeah, I guess right there. Alright, I'm going to cut some of these off, and probably tuck them around on the other side. Because I know these aren't going to fit at all. I'm going to keep that little vine. I like that, so I'm going to keep that up there because it goes over onto this side. Looks like this right here. Alright, so that gives me some bits. What I was thinking about earlier that I might do is cut this edge off and actually move it over here. I think that will work. So, because it's the same color and it's going to be so much covered up with all of the vines and such that you really won't be able to notice it much. I'm just eyeing this. So I just cut the edge off of here, and I'm going to move it over there. Don't know if there's anything I can... There we go. Actually, I think we'll do it this way. I'll just put these together with a strip of paper, like a Band-Aid. This is already cut, so I'll just use this. It's my mono adhesive because it's easy. Alright, that solved that problem. So, I would say I'm going to go ahead and glue her down, thinking this is a good place. Use that for a little guide. That's my sophisticated way of measuring things. So for this one, I'm only going to put it on this horse, and gotta try to get back up in that edge here. So then once I get this page down, then I'll be able to get the other page down, which will be nice. I'm not covering over the back of all this one. I want to make sure I get the edge here really good, because I don't know how well I was able to get it glued on this. Alright, I wonder if I think I might lift this up a little bit. There we go. That helps things a whole lot. So now that's pretty much flat for me. Okay, so let's see. So now this, I would like to maybe have One of these things going in and out of it. I don't know how well I can do that. I think I might take this leaf off and make it so that it does that. Instead of trying to feed that through, I'm just gonna do that. Maybe. Okay. This is just a lot of fiddle work here again. But I have to make sure that I've got things to where they are able to lay flat. So that's the biggest issue here. There we go. I really wish that this little purple flower was through. I don't know if I can make it so it can be or not. Not without... I can't. Well, you know what? Let's do it this way. I think this will work. Have this over. And then under. See if I can do that without undoing everything that I just did. There we go. There we go. All right. And there's fireworks starting to go off. It's only 6:17 p.m. This is New Year's Eve. That's a little close to her eye than what I was wanting, but in order for me to have all of this the way that I like it, as far as with all the different leaves worked through it, this is the only way that's going to work. So that's just the way it's going to have to be. And I can't pick any of this up to do anything because it's attached. It is attached to over here, so it's not like I can lift this up. So this is going to be another one of those really crazy gluing down experiences for us. Alright. Just so you can maybe see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Okay, so I got really, really cold and I needed to go put something warmer on. It gets really cold in my room, so, and it is the end of December, so usually here in Nebraska, January is when we really start getting cold, so, yeah, it's getting cold. Let's see here. I want to get this upper piece glued down first before I start gluing everything down here, but I don't know if I can fully do that with the way that all of this is. Get my little towel. So, get this down. This is where it's kind of tricky because I've got, this is on that fold on the crease. A lot of this isn't going to, some of it's not going to stay very well, and it might be worth it to let it be a little movable. As you can hear, my kids are here. So, I'm going to hear some voices in the background for a little while that weren't here earlier. I just really wanted to get this finished. So that's what we're doing. Those two are connected together. I might, there. Just because I know that with that being on the fold there, that might, something might start getting damaged if I tried to keep those together. And I need to figure out where I'm going to tuck that leaf in that I've got. This one. I think. Let's see. Maybe I could put that there. Or I could put it there. Where should I put it? I could do something like that. Okay, we'll leave that like that. And got this little bit here. So with the words for this, I'll have to print them off, type them up, and do that later because I did not get that done before I started doing this so that they're ready. You can hear the fireworks again. What time is it now? It is almost 7. And it looks like I have some. This watch is cut from a really thin magazine paper, so the glue, I got a little bit much on there and it's soaked through to the other side. Okay, so I've got my little purple flower that I was wanting to put on here, which I guess I could do that. I've got a butterfly. I just thought it'd be nice to have a butterfly on each page. Kind of ties them together there. So we get to use this little purple flower after all. Like a little violet, actually it might be a pansy, which is one of my favorite flowers ever, so. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right, there's that. So now, since we've got this page on, I can put on, oh, careful, I can put this page on. I think what I'm going to do, this has got a little bit of mess around. Alright, now I've got this big crease over here. I need to move this to protect this page. Alright. So, where's my glue sticks? Alright, start on this side, line them up as much as I can. Got my towel here. Careful rubbing on that because I don't want to snag where her crown is at. Make sure that I've got it all down. So, just got a little bit of overhang on go ahead and trim it. I just can't believe that these are finally coming to be in here. I forgot to look at the camera to make sure I had all that in view. I hope that you could see some of that. I'm sorry if I wasn't in view. I kind of got thinking about what I was doing and I forgot to look. I forgot I had zoomed in. So let me zoom out before I forget again. Alright, so got just a little bit here where I can trim this off. This isn't a huge deal. I might want to wait until this is a little bit more dry. It's really wet from the adhesive, from the glue stick. It's just a little bit where it went over. Okay. There's a little bit down here, which is not as easy for me to get to because I'm a lefty. I don't know if I can. Actually, what I do sometimes is I don't know if I can use my knife or not. The problem is that I want to cut it on this side, and me being left-handed and using right-handed scissors and whatnot makes it kind of difficult and awkward. There we go. Okay, well, everybody, I think that might be it. I just have to add, I do have the words for this page, so we can go ahead and completely finish this side, but as far as the other two pages, I still need to do the words. Alright. Wow, okay. I think this might need to be tacked down a little bit more with, can't really tell. Actually, no, that's not. That's okay. That's just where the page is not connected. Alright, so I think I have decided to place the words right here. Because I was going to put them over here. That's not going to work now. I could put them down here maybe. Okay, so my options are to put them down here or put them up here. So this is one of those moments where I'm probably going to look up in the camera and see what I think. Sometimes I take a picture and look at it on my phone because that can help me kind of see it a little bit better. This eye is pretty big. I wonder if I should find one that's not so huge. I might do that. I think I prefer to have it up a little bit more. Let's get a different eye. Let's see See if we can find a smaller one here really fast without wasting too terribly much time on it. I don't know if I like that back. Well, actually. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to like the colors on this one. See if I can get it cut out here so I can see. But then again, it might work just fine. Actually blends in with the leaves. And it looks like it's not even cut out of something since it's the same color as the leaf. But that looks better since it's smaller. Here's a different one. Oh, that stuck to me. There, that looks a little bit better. All right. So, oops. I think I'm going to leave it as this. I like it being up here a little bit, leaving this white area around there. So let's just go for it and get this one totally done, since the other ones are kind of midway. I might use my glue stick. I usually use my glue stick for this. Okay, well, there we go. There's this one. That's that. So that page is totally done. Then I've got this page and this page that I have words for. I just need to get them printed out and stick them on there, or type them out. I'm going to type them out on my typewriter, I think. That's what I decided to do. I've got these little bits. I don't know if I'd want them anywhere or not. Actually, I could put that there. I kind of like that being open. I might place that there whenever I get the words there, because that's where the words are going to go, is right over here. Ooh. I don't need to use these, but I thought it might be kind of nice to not let them. Not to let them not be used, since it's the same leaves and everything. If I can. Well, do we want to put this one here? Cut this off. I might tuck this in just because I got it. It's here. There we go. Oops. Okay, what? Got this here. Do I want to place that there? Kind of feel like that might be good up there. I think that's good. I'm very happy with that, with how this has turned out. Whew, okay. I think that's it. I think this one's it. That's ready to go. All I need to do is go type the words out real quick, which I guess I'll go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll come back and finish this up, because it's absolutely ridiculous for me to not finish this part. So I'm going to go get my little typewriter out, type this up real quick, and I will be back. Okay, so it is actually Monday. It's Monday morning now. It is January 1st, 2024. So a happy new year. Last night I did type out the song lyrics that are going to go on these 2 pages, and I also just sat and I have words clipped out of books just from different places and things like that, and I actually sat last night and flipped through and found some pages that didn't have anything on them, and I actually just sat and started adding some things to those. So not all of them, this one still doesn't, but it was just a really nice quiet thing for me to sit and do. I think there's some more up here, here and here. So that was down here. So that was really nice, and I'm gonna go ahead and just glue these lyrics down. I did find some for this page here in a book that I was looking through. I saw this sentence, and I really liked that, and I thought, you know what, that's really good. So that's what I put there. And I've got a few more in here, so I might later on just go through it, actually, you know, flip through page by page and look and see which pages don't have something on them. But I just was kind of haphazardly flipping around through it, and I know that there's still a few in here, and I don't have to have something on each one, but it was just a really nice way to spend the night, spend the evening working on it. So for this, what I did was I have an old typewriter, and I didn't want this on bright white paper, so I found an old book and pulled out the front page that had a lot of blank space on it, and used that as my paper and typed out the lyrics. Oops. And I'm just going to put them over here. I think I want them there. I don't think I want them up in, maybe. Yeah, I guess I will put them up there. Alright, let me get the glue. I'm going to really try not to overthink this and just get it done. Okay, now you can see that better. I've got my piece of parchment paper over here that I'm gluing on so I don't get glue all over my work area. And these are lyrics from a song called Suspirium by Tom York, who is the lead singer of a band called Radiohead, and I am a huge Radiohead fan and all things Tom York. And I've had these lyrics written down for quite a while. So I'm really happy to finally be able to have a place for them to go. Here in a minute you'll understand why it was important for me to have a crowd in the background on the next page, because it goes along with the lines in this song. I think I might change that a little bit. Don't want to move these around too much because the paper's very old. I think this book was from 1950 something. So Okay, so that's that side. It's a little sticky, so I think I got another piece of parchment paper. I don't want my pages to stick together. Just to protect that until that's dry. I absolutely love using song lyrics for my journal pages. I use them all the time. I have little field notebooks that are full of them that I've jotted down here and there. And well, I just use song lyrics a lot. A lot. A lot of times I'm not sure what I want to say or how to say it, but I can always find a song lyric that means something to me to say what I'm needing to say. So I'm trying to decide if I want that. This is really silly, but if I want that bit of that dark flower part poking through or not. Maybe half on, half off. That's a little thick. And actually with this, then I'm done. I'm completely done with this journal. So I finished it. I just need to later, a little bit later, maybe I'll go through and just look at all the pages and see if I really want to add anything anywhere that doesn't have anything on it, but that's it. This journal is officially finished. Wow, okay. So this says, when I arrive, will you come and find me, or in a crowd be one of them? So that is why I wanted a picture with a crowd in the background. So now it all makes sense. But let me zoom you out. That's it. So these are the last 4 pages. The 4 pages that we've just now been working on these last couple days. They are all done. Journal's all done. That's it. I might put a piece of paper on the back on my other collage journal. This is my first one that I did. I did add a piece of scrapbook paper on the back. This had my name and address on it, and my email and everything, because whenever you submit your work into art journaling magazine, you have to have all your personal information on there, and I didn't want that on there anymore. And I was an old address anyway since I've moved, but so that's why that looks like that. So I might cover that up, doesn't matter. But here's my very first collage journal, and I started this one in 2014, and I have come a long way, especially in oh, let's compare the two. There we go. So I believe these have the same amount of pages and signatures, but my style in this one, obviously I have more and more and more layers of paper on there. That's why it's thickened up so much. So there you go. That's it. That's it. This one's done. So here in a little bit I'll do a flip through. I do have a flip through of this one, and I'm pretty sure that I do. So yeah, I finished this one in 2004. Well, I'm not sure when I finished this one, maybe 2015. Good old me never remembers to put dates on anything. So so there we go. That's it. Thank you so much for being here. Especially as I worked through these last 4 pages. I know that it took me months from beginning to end to actually get them done and completed, but that's just kind of, I guess, what I needed to do, was take my time with it. So it's New Year, and now I get to make a new journal and start fresh, so in 2024. So thank you so much again. Please be sure to subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you here, and give me a like, thumbs up, all that good stuff, and just let me know how you're doing. I would love to hear from you. So take care. Creative blessings to all of you. I love you so very much, and I will be back again really soon. I've got lots of other projects that are halfway through that need to be finished, so that's how I'm just going to kind of spend this month, is catching up on things that I started that aren't finished yet. So please be sure to subscribe so you get to get notifications so you know when I share again. So take care, everybody. I will talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. I love you.